Liza's Kitchen presents Cooking with Chef Mike with Cat on Wine. This month, Chef Mike took us through 4 courses featuring garlic as the main ingredient. Today, we're going to take a look at the first course, roasted garlic soup with a goat cheese crostini. To get started, we'll need to prepare some roasted garlic, which can be used as a main ingredient for each of the 4 courses. We need to add 1 bulb of garlic and some extra virgin olive oil to a pot and let simmer for about an hour and a half, or until the garlic is nice and tender. Next step is to prepare the soup, so we need to take that extra virgin olive oil, onions, and celery and place into a pot. We can set it to medium heat and cook it until tender. Now we get to add some of that garlic oil that we prepared earlier, just to round it out a bit. Once the celery and onions are tender, we can add the roasted garlic. Just be sure to drain off the excess oil. Add those 2 cups of milk to deglaze, and then the heavy cream, and mix it up real good. Be sure to start it off at a high heat once you put the cream and milk in, but adjust it to prevent smoking. You have to keep an eye on it. Add salt and pepper to taste and let it simmer for about 10 to 15 minutes. Then it will be time to blend. If you have a handy dandy chef blender like Mike has here, that would be great, or you can just always put it in your blender. You can test the seasoning and season to taste, and then it is time to pour the soup into a cup. Now it's time to prepare the crostini. Cover that small slice of baguette with some goat cheese. If you have one of these nice little toys that Chef Mike has, you can go ahead and roast it up there a little bit. If not, feel free to throw it in the oven for about 3 minutes until it's nice and toasty and you have your own homemade crostini, which you then can float in the soup, and voila, you have roasted garlic soup with a goat cheese crostini ready to serve. So what wine pairs well with this dish? That's a question for Kat.
Well, the wine that you're having with this course is a sparkling brut from California, called a sparkling wine instead of a champagne, because it has to be grown in Champagne, France to be called a champagne. So it's a brut style, meaning it's on the drier end, not that really sweet, fruity that we'll get to a little bit later, more towards dessert. But this is drier. The reason I chose it to go with the roasted garlic soup is because of the creamy nature of the soup. The bubbles, the acidity, the effervescence kind of cuts through that. And also, I think that sparkling wine is the only wine that goes literally with everything.
That wraps up this episode of Cooking with Chef Mike. Tune in next time for the second course, shrimp scampi over rice pilaf. Check back at lovelizas.com for more information on future cooking classes. In September, Oktoberfest will be the focus, and they'll be mixing it up with a little optional beer pairing instead of the wine pairings. October, the focus will be brunch, and November, hors d'oeuvres will get the spotlight.